everyone, Ivy Lee Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I am joined by Fastidious. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much for having me, Ivy. Excited to talk about Dragonheir Silent Gods.
So you're a new face to this channel, but not to my other one.
Yes. Yeah, I guess for anyone that doesn't know me, I've been making content for the past couple months for Watcher of Realms. I really love that game. I do a couple other fun things here and there. If you like Dark Souls, I stream that every day as of a week ago. That's totally just for fun. And I've been kind of had an on and off relationship with Dragonheir Silent Gods, and I'm diving right back in now, very much thanks to the guidance of the lovely Ivy Lee.
Yeah, so you're a perfect person to bring on for this topic because you are literally in the thick of it, of the decisions and the
Yes.
confusion. And that's what I want to talk about for today's video. I want to talk about new player confusion with Season 2 and Season Reset. The question I get every day is, how do I start Season 2 now? And I'm like, you can't. Kind of. But there's a way. But it's complicated.
It is not clear.
No, it's really not. Because it didn't used to be this way. So a few weeks ago, which I told Fastidious, I'm like, wait to start an account until Season 2, which is what I said to a lot of people if they were patient and not wanted to start immediately. But then they changed it to where all new players have to play Season 1. Which, so this is, I guess, because that part, I'll start with that first. That makes sense because they're very lore heavy. They want you to experience their story, the NPCs, the growth, but also growing your account. By the time you play all of Season 1, you've skilled up 20 rares, you've skilled up 10 epics, maybe a couple legendaries as well. You have a roster of heroes ready to go into Season 2 with a little bit more of a bang. And they changed Season 2 a little, like the bosses are a little harder, a little different at least. And the content is made for people that have already played a season. So I think in their minds, if people skip to Season 2, they're missing out on their little masterpiece they created too. Like, what do you think is their thought process on changing that? How do you...
I think it makes perfect sense. I mean, especially for a gacha game, it doesn't get more lore heavy than this. You can tell that they are taking the D&D inspiration very seriously, and I do appreciate that. However, as someone who's partnered with Dragonheir, as someone who's getting into the game, they want to promote Season 2, and they make it look really, really good. And there's all these great things to talk about and show from Season 2, and then every code is join Dragonheir, or Dragonheir S2, or this, that, and the other. And then I think there's it's not very congruent with the reality. The message of join Season 2 Dragonheir is amazing, we're adding all this new content, and then wait 90 days,
Yes.
which is if you don't follow any of the instructions that you're going to talk about, Ivy. For me, like, I want to make content for the game. I want to know all the content for the game, so I want to get into Season 2 as quickly as possible. And I do think there would have been a better way to do it, and I certainly think they should have communicated with the Ivy Lees of the world better so that it could have been super clear, because it was super not. Even now, I'm still kind of confused as to what the heck's going on.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to start Season 2 as soon as possible, we'll start off by saying there is a way, and that's what he's doing. He's doing the other way. If you're not wanting to play on so if you come in, you'd start on a brand new server. This would be ideally day one, or maybe day 2 at the most, of a new server. This would be starting the whole season 90 days. But if you don't want to play for 90 days and you want to get there as soon as possible, and you're willing to like take that sacrifice of knowing that you're gonna miss on all the lore, and you want to just start with Season 2, you can do so with that is not my server invitation code. You can do so with a server invitation code, which I guess I'll put in the description again. But mine is expiring in a couple days. Like, it's very much going to be gone sooner rather than later. So, but if you join a Season 1 server, you can play whatever's left with those people and transition with those people. So there is a way. But as time goes on, this way is going to get more complicated. And I feel like there needs to be a better way. That's the problem, right? There needs to be a better way for people to catch up to Season 2. Like, okay, why can't there be a shortened version of Season 1 that people can play through? Or What about when season 3 comes? What's going to happen then? Do people still have to play season 1 first and then season 2 and then season 3 and wait 180 days to catch up? That doesn't make much sense. And I do agree that what you said about the advertising is a problem. They are advertising, play season 2 now, download the game and play season 2 now. No, that's false advertising. I'm very clear, like, I have sponsorships for some of my videos and streams, but anything that makes me say play season 2, I put after you play season 1. I am not gonna lie, I'm gonna be transparent. And yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think about this is only season 2. What if it's you're watching some Ivy League sponsored video in season 5, or they ask me to put
Yeah.
out a video in season 5. Season 5 Dragonheir, 17 new bosses, you can this, that, and the other, and it's so amazing. Look at all these new characters. They're from the Volcano faction or whatever, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like all you have to do is log 120 days into the first 4 seasons, and then you can, it's like it's there needs to be so I'll say what I think. I think we're gonna
Okay.
agree. There needs to be some abridged season 1. It could be 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but it should, and you should just, you know what? There should be just optionality. Just say, hey, I want to
Options.
start from scratch. I want to start from scratch, or give me the fast version, the sped up
Mhm.
version, the abridged version, the catch up version, and maybe you get a little less rewards because you didn't play a whole season. I think that would be super justified. But that you kind of get an onboarding to the game and you get into the new content fairly quickly, and it'd be something maybe even to keep viewers motivated. It'd be like, all right, I can grind for 2 weeks and then I get all this new stuff, right? I think there's a good thing, but yeah, I can just picture in my head, it's like join season 8 of
Yeah.
Dragonheir Silent Gods. In
That's the
2 years you'll
concern.
look forward to.
That's why we all freaked out initially when they said that, because we're like, wait, is this how it's just gonna be? Are we gonna be that kind of a game? And I have very clearly said, if that's how it's gonna be, I won't be playing after this season. I'm not gonna be a content creator that's making content for a limited number of people. Then next season it's even more limited number of people. Then I'm even like, no one's gonna care about season 6 when no players are starting on season 1.
Yes.
Eventually, there's gonna be such a
Or
small pool of people that who's even gonna be watching the content?
or you'll have to be every season making a
Make a
new
new account,
account,
which is
and
too
then
intensive for season 1. Nope.
by season 7 or something, you'll have a season 7 account, a season 6 account, a season 5. It just, come on.
Ain't nobody got time for that. That's the problem.
Ain't no.
Nope. That's really the problem, and that's where I really wanted that some sort of a solution, which I feel like it's so obvious and we all talk about it. I feel like it's so simple. It sounds in our heads to be like, just give different server options and then pop up with a disclaimer, say you're about to enter a short version of season 1. You will not experience the full whatever. Do you want to proceed? Or you're about to enter season 1. You will experience the full 90 days. Do you want to proceed? Or you're about to enter season 2.
Yeah.
You will completely miss season 1. Do you want to proceed? Like, they can just let people choose, and that's what I have been preaching as well. So, and that's what I'm getting comments on. People, I've directly had people say, if I can't play season 2, I'm not playing the game. Like, people are just straight up saying that in my comments. So I guess
Yeah,
from
for
your point,
sure.
you can understand that too, right?
Absolutely, especially if you're talking about content creation. Just to pull back the curtain a bit, right? If they want to bring in new content creators and make the game attractive so the game can continue to grow, if every new content creator is starting from scratch and then you literally cannot compete with people that are on season 3 when you're on season 1 and you're just not making relevant content, then that's how a game dies, right? Um,
Yeah.
so I do have a question for you. I've never played a game like this, like with
Me
season-based game.
neither. Not well, I have played one,
Okay.
but
Okay. Is this typical? Like, I know like Diablo 4 is season based. I've never played that game. Do those games also your start over, or is this very because they're so invested in the lore? Like, and if you joined another season based game, do you know an answer to that question? Because I truly do not.
I know that Diablo and most of those types of games that have that season, I think maybe even Path of Exile, they're all like, everyone starts on the same season on the same day. Day 1 is day 1. And the
Mm,
leaderboards reset,
yeah.
everything resets. But I have played one game, Everlegion, that is the way that we're worried about. It's, you always start on
Okay.
season 1 and you got to go through the whole damn thing. There's no shortened version. It is what it is. So there's 0 content creators for that game. I wonder why.
I really, yeah, I really think that there's two models that make sense to me. Some version with total optionality or some version with
Yeah.
total reset. It can't be this in between because then, yeah, you get this. Imagine season 15, right? And if everyone's staggered in these different ways, how could the game not die?
But I also understand that it's 50, I want to say it's 50-50 because let's be honest, the people that are not happy are going to be the louder voices. That's and the minority is people on YouTube versus people that never watch a YouTube video but still
Mhm.
play the game. So it's probably more at least 50-50 of people that are like, but I want to play the whole season. I want to play season 1. And I had plenty of people say that too, where they're like, I want to experience season 1 before I go into season 2. Why would I want to skip? Like they think it's crazy to want to skip. So there's definitely both sides to the story, but there needs to be an in-between solution. Like, look at
Yes.
this map. We are on the same friggin' map as season 1. Why can't, like, this is obviously a game that
Yes. Yeah.
intended
Good
to just
point.
expand the map and give updates. It was not intended to be seasons to begin with. I still gotta go do stuff in the, like in the season. We're still the same place to fight. It's just a
Yeah.
slightly different change to the boss and gear. So it's weird. It's kind of like I don't know. I think they don't know their own vision anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot of good too. I think, yeah, there just needs to be some kind of solution with some kind of options because I do think whether it's a majority or a minority, there'll be some significant portion of the player base that won't be happy, of the content creator group that won't be happy, and then you want to make sure people are happy. That's what I'm trying to say. Otherwise, you're gonna have problems on
Yeah.
your hands.
And I feel like the abridged version of like people coming in, and you're gonna have to try to rank. You're gonna miss. So first of all, if you guys are coming in like Fastidious is playing at the end of a season 1, quickly going into season 2, just remember these special rewards that the season 1 to season 2 people are getting. You're not gonna rank more than likely to be able to get them because they're intended for people that played a whole season. So don't stress about why don't I get any tickets or why don't I get a horsey mount. Um, you'll get them next season because this will have to be your season 1, but it's gonna be harder. Like I think the reality of having limited pool of heroes, having less skilled up heroes along with that, and having to fight on leaderboards with others is hard, and that's why I don't think they want people to do what we're suggesting, but I'm trying to do my best to give people options. If people want to start season 2 or not play the game at all, wouldn't they rather people just start season 2 and do this method if they have to, like, versus not play the game at all? So we're trying to find a happy
Yeah.
medium, but it's not perfect. It's a little messy, but we're
Yeah.
trying.
Another thing they could do, if you go to the new server list,
Mm-hmm.
right there, just right above
Oh
server
yeah.
invitation, new server, you see the Mermaid Cliffs as season 1. They could also have
Mm-hmm.
that was Mermaid Cliff 6. What if they had Mermaid Cliff 7 and that's just you start right on season 2 and you don't get any
Exactly.
goodies. You're totally unprepared from season 1, but hey, it's a choice and like just
Or
give
the
people the
opposite,
choice.
like you could, or like if they gave the ketchup method, those ketchup methods could have goodies that would have been the equivalent of if you
Yeah,
ranked in
yeah,
the top,
sure.
certain percentages of stuff. They could
Yeah.
have ketchup mechanics that allow new players to get boosted jump start, or just the reality of any new season 1 server, don't make it time gated. Don't make it capped daily. Let it be wide open. All the content you can do it as fast as possible. If you want to grind for 24 hours a day and be done in 1 week and go on to season 2, let people immediately transition to season 2 would be really cool as well. Like give that option of maybe cutting out. I think an abridged version of season 1 would be nice if they cut out the end game content stuff and you just know you have to catch up to the next season to do the current what will be the new end game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
It's
I
it's still
think
messy though, isn't it? I can't. I can't.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're not devs, but I think yeah, if you had something like you can start season 1 from scratch, you can start season 1 abridged version, or you can start season 2 from scratch. I think that is a solution. Whether it's the best solution, it's a solution
It's
that would
still
make
a
tons of
solution.
people
Let
happy.
people, yeah, make their own
Yeah.
decision. Like,
Yeah, I think it's if we zoom out a bit, it's kind of a problem in the gotcha genre in general because the whole business model is yes, you want to keep old players happy, but you want to bring in new players, right? You want to grow your game and grow your player base. However, these games, the longer they exist, the more complexity is involved, the more the old players get stronger and stronger and stronger, and then maybe the less desirable it becomes to new players because it seems like insurmountable hurdles. So I do think that's where this whole season thing or server thing comes from, because this is something I'm not so used to from other games.
It's
Like if you
not
look at a game
normal.
we both used to if
Yeah.
we look at a game we both used to play, Raid Shadow Legends, I haven't played it for a year now, and even like from when I started playing to when I ended, the amount of stuff they added and the amount of complexity they added, I used to think if someone was starting from scratch now, how would any of this
Overwhelming.
make sense and how would you not be overwhelmed, right? So I see
Yeah.
why they choose to do something like this,
Yeah.
but I think maybe it's just the genre in itself is slightly imperfect. Maybe you do need to go this
Or doing
Path of Exile route where it's just
yeah.
totally every periodically tear it down to the bones and hope people love the content and the gameplay enough. I mean, it's this isn't we're not gurus, you know, we don't know the 100% right answers, but this feels like the wrong
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, I think I they could do seasons in a way where certain things reset, like, and yes, maybe even all of our characters reset at the same time, but no matter when you join, everything's going to reset at this certain day for everyone globally. No certain, like, doesn't matter which server you're on, you're all going to reset on the same day. And
Yes.
maybe, yeah, maybe you come back to this. Maybe you come back to this. All my characters are level 1, but if I have skills on them, then they have skills. And maybe for the sake of the boosted and fun of being able to test out characters, you get this 6 days of being able to reset whatever heroes you want to get their stuff back and be able to experiment for those days. I feel like they could do this in this almost the same way as well, but just make it a global date. And just instead of
Yeah.
having every server ends on a certain date, they would just have to be like, if you're starting late, then your server's going to be ending early. Like you're just not. I don't know.
I think that's the best idea we've said
That's
so
an
far. I think that's it. It's a yeah, like the staggering ending and the staggering starting, the server
yeah.
like incongruency. Like if they could solve that, which is like, hey, you started late, so you're ending early. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
And if people knew that, you're like, oh, okay, so in like 2 weeks there's gonna be a new season. That's fine. I'll just wait till the new I'll wait 2 weeks to start. Like
Uh,
would it really that would be so much easier to tell people, oh yeah, just wait a couple weeks. Or if you want to play around and just see what it's like, start, but just don't take it too seriously yet. Just check it out, get used to it, and then go hard when it actually starts for real, or start a new
that
account when
was
it
my
starts for
plan.
real. Yeah, that was your plan, exactly, right?
That was my plan.
That
Yeah,
was the
until a
plan.
rude awakening.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, it's so confusing because one big thing people ask me as well is when does my season end or when does my season 2 start? And this is like, okay, yeah, you go to your Clepsydra, you click the middle, scroll down to the bottom, and this date at the bottom is the most accurate behind Fastidious here. That is, it's all good. I'm not going to move you. It's the date of like when your next thing opens. This is like kind of the answer. This is like all I can tell people is, well, your season ends whenever this tells you it's ending. That's when your season ends. Like, can't really. And if you want to start on season 2, you can only do so with the server invitation.
I guess my final thought that I'll wrap my stuff up with is like it also just creates an ununified player base, which isn't a strong thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, whether people start early or late, like I mean, Watcher of Realms, that's my game, right? We both love that game as well. With Watcher of Realms, I pull for people that have 10-day-old accounts, and they know they're rushing to catch up, but that's how it works, you know. And then at least when they watch my content, it's aspirational, not like theoretical, you know. Or I just started a new Dare to Rare series, a rares only challenge, similar to like what you did with I think your Starlight challenge here in Dragonheir. You can just start a
Mm-hmm.
new account and be like, that's a great way for me to learn the game for what it's like for a new player. But it's not realistic if someone wants to be like, all right, we're on season, X now, and then now I've got to go to season X minus 12, or it's just there's a lot of complexity there, and you create a player base where everyone's having such a distinctly different experience depending on when they started and what server they were placed on, that it creates, how do you run an operational Discord community where everyone has these totally different it's there's all these
Yeah.
little, I mean, maybe
It's
it's
like,
because we're so deep in all this stuff that we think about this, but I think it's a problem.
yeah, we can't have what, is your cluster gonna have an alliance for every single day that there's a new server coming out? Like, it's hard, right? Like, I really really love this game, and that's why like I'm so happy playing it. I am having a ton of fun grinding it. I am already getting it's day 3 and I'm already getting epic gear. I feel proud of my grind. But I just I wish there was an easier way for new players to join. And I'm glad that you kind of felt the same as my initial reaction because yeah, I feel like that's a lot of the community is just like, please just let us choose. And I know I've already had that discussion in a video before, but I'm hoping I can just make it more clear that we can help new players understand that this is just the way it is right now, and there's only a couple solutions, but hopefully, cross our fingers, by the time Season 3 rolls around, they'll have come up with better solutions for that seasonal transition.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they're doing so many things right, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
They are it's their first game too, and they went ballsy with the
Yeah.
season thing. Like they just went and, they just instead of just doing something very simple that could have been easier to maintain by just doing updates, they went
Yeah, why
kind of
couldn't they do it
crazy.
like, we both played Genshin too, like Genshin, it's like, "Now there's this map. Ooh, look, we added a new section. Ooh, look, we
I
added
think
this."
that's what
And
they
it's
were
like,
gonna do. Because CBT
yeah,
1
why not
was
just do
not
that?
seasons.
Yeah. Alright.
All right. Well, feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, guys, about like clarification on the server stuff but the big thing I'm going to say is I have a Discord community. Fastidious is going to be part of that as well. We are going to have other content creators involved. I already have an alliance involved. So we have a group here. I have this new code I got to put in here, not that one. I'll put the one in the description. But we have a group of people already making an alliance, ready to transition to season 2 in a few days. So there's already going to be a leader. You're already going to have stuff set up. Already people talking, very, very active, lots of helpful advice. And at least you can play together and try to experience it. And you'll have plenty of people to help you along the way. So pop on into the Discord, come hang out with us. We still got to figure out a name for the alliance, but we'll get there. Yeah, thank you for joining me, Fastidious, for this conversation. It's good to hear another new player's perspective and know the confusion is real. And it's not just you guys watching, right? The confusion is real.
Confusion is real. Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Ivy. It was a lot of fun to chat about the game. I do think the game's a lot of fun, and I'm excited to keep making content for the game, learning the game, and in a couple days I should be in season 2 because I'm on
Yeah.
Nytheria 5.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.